The SS Great Britain is a museum ship and a former passenger steamship. She was the largest steamship in the world from 1845 to 1854, and she was designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel. She's now in the Great Western Dockyard in Bristol, where she was built. She was launched from there in 1843. Hello everyone and welcome to Bristol Harbourside. I'm here today to go and look at the SS Great Britain. I've been once before, but not when I was doing videos for the channel. So I've come back and I'm really looking forward to showing you the SS Great Britain. So the entrance to the SS Great Britain is just down this way. I was going to introduce it just outside there, but there's a generator down there. So I'm just starting a little way back and walking to there. So here we are, just at the SS Great Britain buildings. Really looking forward to showing you the boat. I'm going to go and get a ticket, and I believe the tickets are valid for a whole year, so if you don't get to see everything on the first day of your visit, you can return. This is the car park for the SS Great Britain, and it's a pay and display car park. So here we are, just at the entrance to the SS Great Britain. You can just see her ahead there. I'll tell you a little bit about her history as we go around, but first let's go and buy a ticket. So I've just come out of the gift shop and ticket office just to my left, and here we are at the SS Great Britain herself. Just look at this mighty, huge ship. I'd forgotten just how vast it is. So the tour is self-guided. I paid £22 for a ticket, and then that lasts the whole year, as I said. And also I bought a guidebook as well for £5, just so that when I get home it's going to help me remember some facts to include in this video if I need to. So this is a glass sea, and we're going to go underneath the ship and have a look at the very place she was built in the dry dock, and see her from underneath and see a replica of the propeller, which was the first of its kind to be used. Wow, it's really lovely and warm and toasty in here, and that's to prevent the ship from rusting. She rusted enough when she was in the Falkland Islands. For about 100 years she was in disrepair in the Falkland Islands, and then she was brought back to Bristol in 1970. So this is the actual dry dock where she was built, and she's been returned here. She's being very, very looked after. Oh wow, I hope this is going to film properly. My camera's at a funny angle, but look at this. If it doesn't film, I'll put a photograph of it. My goodness me, that is just beautiful. So that propeller is just coming into view. I believe we can go and have a look at it. So yeah, this is going to be a replica of the one that was actually on the boat, of course. But wow, it's magnificent. Before Brunel designed this screw propeller, steamships were driven by big paddle wheels, but he designed this screw propeller, and now it's widely used in driving ships. Brunel designed the rudder to reduce the effort needed to steer the ship. So that was a really interesting, had a really good chat with the guy downstairs under the glass sea, and he was showing me how they pump dehumidified air into it. I think that's what it was. 20% dehumidified air into it from both the inside and the outside, and that's to prevent the salt from rusting it, to keep the moisture out of the way. The ship was used for many purposes throughout her life, as well as carrying passengers to Australia and America. She was also a cargo ship, and she took coal from Penarth in South Wales to San Francisco, and she returned with wheat. And at one time she was also used for carrying troops to the Crimean War. So I'm going to go into the museum now and have a look in there, and then that will lead me across that bridge onto the ship. The museum was great. Really interactive, lots of things to see and do, and I'd say it was suitable for all ages. I love this sign here. It says that in 1861 the ship carried the first all-England cricket team to Australia. And obviously they couldn't practice on board, so they played deck quoits. And they went on to win nearly every match of their tour.
We planned this together.
God help us.
So this was the very first cruise ship, the guide was saying. Obviously the cruise ships these days are much larger and much more luxurious, but this was the very first cruise ship. So when we get downstairs, the ship is going to be divided into 3 parts, and each part represents an era. I love this. First class passengers only beyond this line. That's quite funny. I wonder how many people stepped over the line. So this is exactly how it would have looked when you stepped on board to go to America, I believe. So this is just going to be a quick look around because we've only got an hour till the place shuts, but let's go and see what we can see. Let's go down the stairs. Should we go into this cabin? Oh my goodness, it's tiny. Look at these beds, they're so narrow. And here's a bathroom. Wow.
Would you mind? I'm thinking.
One of the other people looking around was just remarking how small people must have been in these days. The beds are so narrow. It's really interesting to see how the stores for a kitchen may have looked. I work in a kitchen at the moment and regularly have to go into the storeroom, and it looks nothing like this. This is very interesting to see. And to see what they had looked like fresh lobster. Mock turtle. Should we go into the kitchen and have a look in the kitchen? I seem to remember there was a ship's cat in there last time I was here. Oh, what a mess in this kitchen. It's a total disaster. It's no wonder there's rats in here and the cat has his eye on them. Of course, all this food is for the first class passengers. Those in steerage or third class would have to do their own catering, and they were given things like water biscuits and milk and very, very basic ingredients. That cutlery needs a bit of polishing. I do lots of functions in my job. It's quite interesting to see how it was in the old days. There was no entertainment laid on for the passengers. They had to make their own entertainment, but they found plenty to do. They played cards or wrote letters, had social gatherings, probably did a bit of dancing and music making. Most of the passengers who travelled to Australia travelled in steerage, and as I mentioned, the food and the catering was not great. But they also lived in very cramped conditions, and I can imagine the smell must have been pretty revolting and just not very pleasant at all. Just exploring the steerage really gave me an idea of how it must have been. You hear the snoring. Oh my goodness, imagine having a baby on a boat like this. Just before we leave the boat, let me just show you the engine. I can't begin to explain this to you, but there's a really helpful video in the museum which will explain it for you. Let's go up these ladders a minute. That was really fascinating looking downstairs, really fascinating to see how life would have been on board the ship at different times. You're probably wondering why you can hear a cow mooing. Well, let me tell you, they carried animals on the ship. There was quite a few animals carried. They had pigs and cows and poultry, and they used them to feed the passengers. So yeah, that's why they had animals on the ship. Do you know what? The time is nearly 4 o'clock already. Where did the time go? I've really thoroughly enjoyed looking around the ship. I hope you've enjoyed looking around as well. So I didn't get a chance to go to the Brunel Museum, but I'm going to come back again. The ticket is valid for a whole year, so I can come back as many times as I want to, so I'll definitely be doing that. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed having a little look at the SS Great Britain, and hope you get to enjoy it too. There's so much more to see than what I showed you, so yeah, definitely come here. So if you want to see more videos from around the southwest of England, from all over the southwest and every county and all sorts of different videos, then think about subscribing to the channel. It's totally free and there's no forms to fill in. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Bye for now.